Welcome to Ants FB. And I would just like to teach y'all how a queen ant looks like, because I've seen that a lot of people in the community have difficulties telling what a queen ant looks like. So first of all, you'll tell by their thorax that it will be larger than normal worker ants, and normally if you compare a super major, which a lot of people get mixed up from, they have a thinner thorax than the queen, and their heads with super majors are always way larger, and it's more of a flat, round area. Now, for different colonies, it's different, but that's what it's mostly is. Now, while you're doing this, another help is looking up tutorials on different areas. Recommendations: Ants Canada, Ants Ender Ants, Ants Scavia, Ants America, X Australia. Those are all really good creators that can teach you a lot. Now, when you're looking at a queen, you can really tell a difference once you really get into it. But one obvious thing has to be that no other workers will be around that queen. And now that's not always the perfect thing, but they're not, if you tap their butt, most of the time they will not run off. And another way is seeing their thick, juicy butt. That thing is so big, you just know it's a queen. Just slap it. Looking for queen ants, first of all, you might think there's none in your area. Well, you're wrong. Just wait after it's fall, maybe early winter, late winter I mean. And at the end, near the start of fall. Well, near those time periods where you live, there are very good beginner species, but the best is the one that you find behind your backyard, because they've already adapted to what environments that are around them. Looking for queen ants, the least recommended thing is keeping fire ants, mainly because they're such bad ants, and if you can't contain them, which is very often, you're gonna have to find some way to kill them. An easy way is just stopping on them when you see them walk by. I'll show you a picture of them right there. Now, fire ants are invasive species to almost everywhere. They're just a bad thing for the environment. Times to look for queen ants is when their nuptial flights are happening. That's when virgin reproductive females and males ants go and mate to have babies. So the males will die off, but then the females will live on to hopefully create your ant colony in the future. Now, things to notice is that not all ants will make it through the founding stage. This is the most difficult stage for an ant. Now, there are stuff you want to check your ants for. Mites, because if some ants that are multi-colonies, you want to keep them away from mites so your other queen doesn't get infested with them. Now, you have to make sure you can feed your colony food. No one likes feeding their animals live food. That's just harm and just bad itself. Now, what to do is humanely freezing them, boiling them. That'll kill all the parasites or anything that's on the food that could harm your ants. That is the most useful way to get away parasites and stuff like that. I'll teach you on later in my videos, probably a few more days after this, is Fluon. Fluon is so useful while keeping your ant colonies in a container. What Fluon is a slippery mixture that makes ants not be able to climb above it. Now, you see a lot of people do this in open containers because they can't escape it. Recommended: baby powder, alcohol, oil, Vaseline, and Fluon. Now, what you want to do when you do find a queen ant, which hopefully will happen to you, and it happens a lot. Now, you want to find the species of that ant. Sometimes it's hard, sometimes it's easy. Like Camponotus species, they're so easy to identify. Harvester ants, leafcutter ants, rover ants, you can go all into it. There's thousands of different ant species all around the world. Now, when you are looking them up, you want to do as much deep research as you can because you want to find out everything about them. This can take 10 minutes of your day or an hour of your day, but it's just so useful. To go more in depth about queen ants. So when you get an ant that you think is a queen, look near the middle body part. I'm saying this for people that don't really know, for more of a beginner audience. Right on the middle body part, you'll see wing scars, and I'll show you it right here. Now, what those wing scars are, or what the females use to fly away from their colony to go far away to make their own colony. Now, that's how you can identify a queen ant easily. Queen ants can differ from so much in size. This right here is a tiny ant. Let me just show you an example. This thing is barely the size of my finger. Now, that's one of my smallest queen ants. I'm going to show you a larger queen ant right now. Example of one of my larger ants. This right here is a fire ant queen. And you can see it's significantly larger than the other ant. Sorry, I'm trying to get a very good shine on this. Very hard sometimes. They're super small, so it's very hard to focus. But you can see why ants are just majestic animals. Now, if I had a microscope, this would be way better. Ant species can differ from size and color. Now, those are just a red and black ant and a black ant. There's green ants, only for the queens I've seen. There's yellow ants and multiple other colors like orange. Now, finding the species of your ant is very important, and I very much recommend it. Like I've said multiple times. Then is feeder insects. The reason why is because when you buy feeder insects, you loosen up the chance of having pesticides on it. And that's very important for most animals because it's just so important not to have pesticides sprayed on your pets. I've seen multiple people's colonies die off that was in the millions just because a few flies had pesticides. I hope that you can come back and enjoy this channel with me. Goodbye.